It's in our nature to protect the ones we love, to stand up to any danger, to be strong and courageous, to always be prepared, to keep our family safe, to be the first line of defense. We are born to protect.
What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Heckshot and thank you for joining us for today's video, top 5 budget guns for the new shooter 2020 edition here. A lot of new shooters that have come into the community because of everything going on, and a lot of people are on a budget, whether you're out of work or whatever the case may be. So we want to give you some budget guns, some really good budget guns to go off of. I have the lovely Mrs. Heckshot helping us again with today's video to get some of her perspective, and we're just going to tell you what we like about these guns and why they made the list. So that little video that you've seen right before we started this video from the USCCA, that's for every gun owner, not just new gun owners. Make sure that you are protecting yourself. If you own a gun, carry a gun, whatever the case may be, you need to have some kind of protection for your family, for your finances, and all of that good stuff. Because let's face it, if you have to pull your gun in self-defense, there is going to be a charge, and you want to make sure that you protect yourself. A lot of people call it concealed carry insurance. It's not really that. It's more than that. They actually have training and all kinds of things. Whatever company you decide to go with, though, make sure that they are not on a reimbursement plan, because that's just bull crap, so don't do that. We've been with the USCCA for over 5 years. They help support the channel, so if you sign up with that link, it does support us too, so it's a pretty much a win-win. For around 22 bucks a month, I think, is where it starts. So make sure you check the link down in the description box below. And thank you to the SHOT team over on Patreon. We love you guys. All the patrons you see on the screen right now are $5 and up patrons, and we really appreciate their support. If you'd like to join, of course, we have a link to that as well. So, by the way, I think this is our first video, maybe our second video, over 100,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, man. It's been a huge goal of ours for a long time. 6 years in the game as of today that you're seeing this video. So pretty awesome. We're very thankful no matter what degree you support us at. So let's go ahead and get started with number 5, which is going to be the M&P Shield. Now, there is a little asterisk next to this, and I'm going to let Ms. Heckshot tell you why we were a little reluctant at putting this gun in there. Why?
The trigger's horrible.
Okay. So we noticed that we were shooting a couple of guns back to back, and we'll get into a little bit more in this here in a minute, but we were shooting the guns back to back with another similar size gun, and we noticed, man, this trigger, this is the original one, and that false reset and just the way the gun handled was not excellent. And we were about 10 or 12 yards away. We'll give it that, but we picked up another gun in a similar size, and we were just ringing steel constantly. So what I would say for the M&P Shield is most definitely make sure you get yourself a the M2.0 version. Much better trigger, much better grip texturing, and there's night sights and all kinds of options for the Shield. This thing has been nothing but reliable. 7 and 8 round mags. Very small, so if you're looking at something more of a concealed carry type of gun, this is very thin, pretty light, and this is going to offer you a lot. Lifetime warranty, Smith & Wesson. Awesome gun. And I'm actually going to put another one in kind of tied for number 5, the EC9S and the LC9S from Ruger. Absolutely love those guns. I actually sold mine probably 4.5 years ago, but that gun still probably has the best striker fired trigger of any small gun I've ever shot. So if you don't want to go with the Shield for whatever reason, that Ruger LC9S is definitely a good second place, pretty much tied with the Shield, I should say, at number 5 spot.
It used to be my carry gun, and when I went to shoot it, reminded me how much I don't like it.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Remember, it used to be my carry gun when I first started, and that's how I knew I didn't know too much about guns at the time.
Yeah, but that's the interesting thing is that...
It's horrible.
That's the interesting thing, though, because you've always been really good with this gun.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got a little bit of distance between us, it was like an entire different gun. So is it really fair to say that it's that bad because you've always shot it well. I've always pretty much shot it well.
Well, but remember, I used to have to practice with this because you have to practice with it.
Yeah, you definitely got to practice with it. I mean, it was kind of eye-opening at 10 to 12 yards how different this gun really felt. But the 2.0 version is light years above this.
Yeah.
So just take that for what it's worth. And you can make these original shields do a really good job. But that's definitely a good point. Number 4 here is one that I really forgot how good this gun is. Didn't you?
Yeah.
The Canik TP9 SF Elite. This thing has been sitting in the safe for literally 5 years. Hasn't been touched. I cleaned it, I put it in the safe, and here we are today in 2020 talking about this firearm again. Canik makes a nice gun, and they make a nice gun on a budget. The Warren Tactical Sights, back then I was like, they're okay. When we shot it just a couple weeks ago, man, this thing was on point. Fiber optic front sight. Awesome blacked out rear sight there. I love this tungsten gray type of finish. Comes with 2 mags, which is pretty cool. Comes with a holster. So it'll get you started really good right away. And to me, this is like a budget PPQ. What did you like about the trigger?
The trigger's great.
The trigger's awesome, man. The trigger on this gun, all guns have been safety checked too, by the way. The trigger is just incredible. I'll show you a close-up, but man, just so crisp.
The grip is good. It's not too aggressive. It's a good size.
I know that's one thing that you said about it is you don't like an aggressive grip anyways. We know that, but it's got just enough texturing to keep it locked firmly in your hand. It's a good size, man. Golly. TP9 SF Elite. Absolutely, this deserves a spot on our list for sure. So coming in at number 3 is the M&P 9 Subcompact. This is the M2.0 version. This is definitely the most expensive gun on our list, but it still rings in at under $400 most of the time. Awesome grip texturing, awesome trigger. Sights I think they're great. Smith & Wesson just makes a great striker-fired pistol, and this is a great shooting one. So this pretty much has all the upgrades that I was talking about on the M2.0 Shield, but it's going to give you more capacity, 12 rounds, depending on what state you live in, of course. 12-round, 2 12-round magazines, and it's going to give you a little bit more options. So home defense, range gun, and a good carry gun. As long as you got a good gun belt, a good holster. If you don't know what we use, if you're absolutely brand new to the channel, or if you've been following us for a while and you don't know what we use, I'll leave some links down below. Holster holsters and core central gun belts. We're pretty simple. That's what we like. We have discounts for both. Go check them out because they're just awesome. All right, so there you go. But you have a lot of options with this gun. This is a great size, and I think one of the top guns that we chose for our best guns for a new shooter video we just did. Because you have the 12 rounds, because you have this medium, it's called a subcompact, but you have so many applications that you can use. It has a rail so you can hook up a light and anything like that. What do you like about this size compared to, like, let's say the Shield or the bigger one?
Well, I mean, I like the fact that for shooting purposes, it's wider, so it's easier to control. The regular Shield is thinner for concealed carry, but with this one, it's easier to control when it comes to the grip. The magazine release is big. I like that. I like the slide serrations on there. Trigger's really good. Compared to the Shield, the trigger is just a lot better in the fact that it's wider.
Yeah, and it's even going to be different than the Shield on the M2.0 version. They're just kind of different all the way around. They're both hinged and they look similar, but they just act very differently. And this is going to have a little bit less recoil. Keep in mind, on the smaller LC9S and the Shield, there's going to be quite a bit of recoil, so it's not going to be the best, and that's why it's at number 5, because it's not the best. But it's going to offer you a pretty good carry gun, where this is going to soak up more recoil and be a little bit easier to manage and a little bit easier to get those fundamentals down and stuff. And Smith & Wesson just makes an awesome gun. They really do. All right, so coming in at number 2, and this may surprise some people, but this is another small carry gun, but I had to put it on the list, and I'm going to let Miss Heckshot tell you why, because this thing blew us away, and we've had it for a long time. The PPS M2. Why did it blow us away so much?
When we were at the range, and we were shooting all of the guns together, just to give you all some images of us shooting them, the M&P Shield, like I said, used to be my carry gun, and I used to love it, but I put it up when he got me the Glock for my birthday. So when we went to shoot the Shield, it was very hard to shoot. The trigger was awful. But then we went to the PPS and it was smooth. The grip, it has like stippling for your fingers, so it was very comfortable. The trigger was great, and it was just very smooth.
Yeah. I mean, I could ring the plates time after time after time after time with this gun, and then I'd pick up the shield, and it was like a completely different gun. It was
like you had never shot before.
It was like a well,
with
that's
me.
Yeah, the Diamondback AM2 is the gun that I feel like I've never shot before. Oh my gosh, that gun makes me so mad. But that's for another day. Anyways, this gun right here, man, the PPS M2 absolutely blew me away. One of the best shooting single stacks on the market, and I think that's what I named the video when I originally shot it, but it's been so long that I just forgot. And the PPS M2, if you're looking for probably the best shooting single stack on the market, PPS M2 is going to be really, really hard to beat. That's from Walther right there. And then coming in at number 1 is a twofer, giving you a 2 for the price of 1, the Taurus G3 and the Taurus G2. So if you're looking for more of a carry style or an M&P size gun, you have the G2, which is going to be like a 12-round gun, if my memory serves me correctly. And then the G2C is like a 7-round gun, so it's going to be more in the PPS size range. I don't have one of those to show you, but I have the Taurus G3. So if you're looking for something more along the lines of like a M&P compact size, or Glock 19, which is about the same size, Canik TP9 SF Elite, the Taurus G3 is going to be where it's at. And as much crap as I gave Taurus about their little spiel about not carrying with a round in the chamber and all that good goo, this is an amazing shooting gun.
Yeah,
and for,
shoots really good.
For like $200 or whatever they are, it's amazing. I mean, I can gripe about some of the things on this gun, but the texturing, everything. What do you like about this one?
I like the texturing. I like the, and again, you know, it's a lot more fun and it's a lot easier to shoot a full-size gun.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
And it's easy to learn the fundamentals definitely on the G3, man. You have a full-size grip. You have a great grip texturing, a really nice, decent trigger on this thing. You have a pick rail so you can hook up a light or a laser. That's one big thing with new shooters is they want to be able to use the gun for multiple applications, and I get that. Where the Taurus G2 and the G2S, I think I said G2C earlier, but it's the G2S, which is the single stack. Those guns are going to be great for carry, not so good for home defense and range applications. Well, the G2 actually is a pretty decent range gun too, but this is going to fit that role really good and allow you to get those fundamentals down. A lot of good things with these guns, and if there's anything I missed, which is inevitably going to be, just go over and check out our individual reviews because we have them on all these firearms. But the G3 has absolutely blown us away, man, and I think it's the best budget gun for the money for new shooters and experienced shooters alike. I think it's an awesome budget gun, so a lot of different applications for this one. Now, one thing with the Taurus G3, and I talked about this in my G3 versus Glock 19 video, is longevity and trusting my life to this gun. And compared to Glock, I would take Glock any day when it comes to trust factor. But the Taurus G3 nor the G2 has never let me down. And through many, many, many examples that we've seen here on YouTube, guys are having really good luck with these things, and I think Taurus has really turned over a new leaf. That's why I'm confident in putting it in number 1. You gotta make sure your firearm is reliable. This absolutely has been reliable for us and a lot of other people. That's why I put it at number 1. Just keep that in mind, that Taurus has had reputation in the past of not being so reliable, especially their semi-autos. But with that little caveat being said, the G3 and the G2 have been nothing but reliable for us. So, again, we're talking about budget guns, and sometimes you get what you pay for. It may be worth a little bit more money if you say, man, I just feel like I trust the Canik more, or I feel like I really trust the Smith & Wesson more. I would rather spend a little bit more money and go with something like that. I totally get it. I just think as far as like pricing, what you get, and all of that good stuff, that's how I'm categorizing it. It's not, I just don't want people to get the wrong idea because, like I said, we're still testing this gun, and every single range trip, I'm trusting it more and more and more. There's a lot of reputable people here on YouTube that have tested this gun and are saying the same exact thing. So the Taurus G3 has been a good one for us. I just kind of wanted to throw that little caveat out there so you kind of get where we're coming from. Let me know what you think the best budget gun is for the new shooter down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.